Yeah.
Rachel, are you there? Can you hear us? Hello? Rachel?
Can you hear me?
Yes. I don't know why Discord wasn't working, so we're just going to do it via the phone. Do you want to say anything?
Okay. Yeah, am I coming through okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, I guess I'm just going to ask her the same question kind of that Andrew asked her, which is, I mean, she said all this stuff about me that she got completely wrong, but what is it that you think Andrew or I are doing that is wrong or hypocritical?
I do feel that with your guys' platforms, what you do is, Rachel, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not familiar with your platform. I'm only familiar with your husband's.
You're only familiar with talking shit about her when she's not here?
Well, hey, man, I was trying to prove my point.
Yeah, good job.
Okay, how does what you said about me prove your point? Like, again, did somebody tell you that Andrew, like, hates on single moms and, like, shits on them? And so you thought that because he's married to me and I had kids before I married him that, like, he's a bad Christian? Like, I don't understand where you're coming from with this. What did he do wrong, and what did I do wrong?
So the basis of Andrew's platform is essentially to make women look stupid and humiliate them. And
you're doing a perfectly good job of that all by yourself. He doesn't even need the help. But go on.
All right,
Erroneous. Erroneous.
Sorry.
It's okay. I lost my train of thought.
Go ahead. Tell the whole world why we're bad.
The whole world?
We're bad, and why am I bad?
You were saying that Andrew's whole purpose is to make women look dumb and stupid.
But that's how his thing works, is he goes on debate shows. A lot of the time it's young women, people with no formal debate experience, such as myself, to mock them, make them look stupid, clip farm, and then gain money and notoriety this way. He doesn't engage in real thoughtful debate. I've seen people walk off from debating him because
we got to do one thing at a time. One thing at a time. You can't just shotgun 500 things. So,
okay.
Did you not have agency? Did you not have agency when you accepted this debate with Andrew?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, then what did he do wrong? Do you want him to treat you like, because you're a feminist, so do you want him to only debate men? Because if he did that, you'd say, well, he's a misogynist. He won't even debate women because he doesn't take them seriously enough or whatever. Like, you guys make yourself look stupid. Andrew can't make you look stupid if you're not. And I would go on here and I would make you look 10 times stupider because you're really, really uninformed, but really, really confident about everything you say. You do not sound like a person with a college education. My homeschooled 13-year-old can explain per capita, okay? You are not a very smart person. You're the one who put yourself in this position. And since you lost and you got humiliated, you thought the thing to do would be attack me. And, okay, so let's go there. Where did you get the idea that I'm promiscuous?
Well, that you're promiscuous? Sorry, you just also said a bunch of shit that I was trying to keep track of.
You said that I'm promiscuous. So what promiscuous means I've slept with a lot of people, right?
I would say that I think that having children with multiple men is, I think that is more significant than...
Okay, well, I think it would be if, and I know why people assume this. I do understand why people assume it. They're just wrong in their assumptions. It would be wrong if I had been sleeping with lots of people, if I had been carelessly getting pregnant with random people. That's not the case. I've spent my entire adult life only in 3 long-term committed relationships, one of which is a, almost 20-year relationship with Andrew now. We're like 18 years in. I've been married since 2012. Prior to that, I was married for 4 years, as Andrew had to unfortunately explain. That ended not even because I left, but because he beat the crap out of me and was being pursued by the law and left the state, and so it was like abandonment. The first one was my high school boyfriend, who I knew my whole life, who I was with for 5 years. We had 2 children. He had his own personal problems, and that did not work out. So I understand why people make the assumption, but the truth is I'm not promiscuous. I have an extremely low body count. I've never had one-night stands. I've never cheated on anyone. I've never just carelessly or casually had sex ever. So I've only ever been with men that I, at least at the time, felt certain I was going to be with forever and have a family with.
Maybe you
I
should
did
have.
get nerfed on the first two. I did get nerfed on the first two, I will admit. But
Hey, Charlie, I did
know.
wonder, hang on, Rachel, I did wonder one thing. If she had slept with 3 men but had aborted all of the children, would she still be promiscuous?
She would have lived her life. It would have been better for her.
If she had only slept with 3 men but aborted her children, would she, hang on, Rachel, stop for a second. Would it be the case? Was that too abusive? Shut up, Rachel. Was that too abusive, Charlie? So, Charlie, tell me, if she had aborted her children with those 3 relationships, would she be less promiscuous or not?
I think that, frankly, in my opinion, her life would have been better spent.
Would she be less promiscuous, Charlie?
Yes.
Yeah, she'd be less promiscuous.
Yeah.
These fucking people. So, Rachel, you should have.
I'm talking about optics.
Rachel, you
man.
should have
I'm talking
killed.
about
You
optics.
should have killed our kids, Rachel.
Maybe she should have.
No, I wouldn't have been. Wait, so it's less promiscuous if I kill the children?
I mean, you're not killing
Yeah,
children. You're having an
wait.
abortion.
Did you just say to me? Did you just say to me that my life would be better if I had aborted my children?
I mean, if I were in your shoes, I would have had a better time doing that.
Wow. Well, I regret to inform you that I love all of my children. I would never unalive them. I would never wish that they weren't born, even if there was some mild inconvenience to me along the way, or maybe I had to do a little work to raise them. I love my children. I would never wish that they had not been born, and I'm certain my life would not have been better without them.
Would you deny that under patriarchy you are seen as like I hate to use this phrase, but as a damaged woman on account of having had children with multiple men? Would you deny that that is unfortunately the common perspective?
I actually think it's people like you who think that about me. Andrew is a patriarch. He is a patriarchist. As you said, he's the one out here representing the patriarchy, and he looked at my situation and said, she is worth marrying, because if I had been divorced because I was a bitch, or because I was not submissive, or because I was a cheater, or because I was mentally unstable, any of the normal reasons that you do have a woman who's got kids from 2 guys, the usual reasons. I happen to be an outlier for the reasons why I was in that situation. And despite the fact that, and I've said this before, I thought Andrew was way too good for me. I tried to break up with him multiple times because I thought he's got a great life with no baggage. Why would he could pick anybody. He should pick someone else other than me. That was my opinion. He was the one who looked at me and said, no, I really think you're great wife material, great mom material. I know that based on the fact that you're already a great mom. Yeah, your situation isn't the best, but all things considered, it's a deal I'm willing to take. Because he thought I was that awesome. Isn't that cool? What a good guy. And he was a great stepdad. And he loves all the kids. He never treated the older ones like they were any different. There was never any drama with him, talking bad about their dad or anything. He was a great guy. He's a great guy. And it turns out that you're the one who thinks I should have killed my kids. You would rather party and have fun and get bullshit degrees than produce human beings who are going to go off and create the future.
Hell yeah, I would.
It turns out that you are the hateful, selfish, awful one
I see.
who's willing to lie about people, say things that aren't true when you don't know what the truth. You've just defamed multiple people in front of millions. You're willing to lie about
Millions?
people, and you
No,
don't care.
not
There'll be
millions.
millions who see
So
this.
it
Promise.
turns out that
Your
it is not Andrew
shows
is the charitable
rarely
one.
go that
Andrew
viral.
is the selfless one.
I've also already had people spread clips around me that got hundreds of thousands of views, and it was
Okay.
fine.
I'm just letting you know that she was saying something accurate, that millions of people will likely see this, yes.
And they'll forget tomorrow.
Definitely.
Okay. But that wasn't the
But
point.
again, at the end of the day, do you guys feel that the work that you do makes more women interested in turning towards Christian nationalism than being repulsed and disgusted by
Well,
it?
it's not all about women, is it? It's not all about women.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about helping women,
We're not just talking about helping women, though. I think helping
you're
men is
interested
helping.
in helping men.
I think helping
turn
men
away from
Well, hang
normal,
on.
healthy partners.
Normal,
Their
healthy
body
partners.
count is too high, or they've done. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
and-
you.
I would love a chance to tell her why I do this. Yes.
Go ahead.
If I may. So the reason I do what I do, which you said you don't know what I do, so I'll tell you. I write history books about the history of women's liberation. And I regret to inform you that you don't know anything about it. You don't actually know how the movement happened, why the movement happened. You are under the impression that women couldn't get educated. I'm sure you're the average dope who thinks women, were chained to the stove, couldn't leave the house. They were just used and abused by the evil patriarchy who just, for some reason, wanted to enslave them and make them into sex puppets. Blah, blah, blah. The stereotypical bullshit that all you female liberals and everybody else pretty much believe.
Well, I never
It's
said
not
all
true.
of that.
I wrote a best-selling book correcting the historical record, and that's what I do. I'm more of a historian, and then I do argue with feminists like you, because what you'll do to men like my husband and to Brian is, instead of win the arguments, which you cannot, you can't win the debate, you don't know what you're doing, you're an absolute bonehead at this. So what you do is attack them personally, like you did Steven Crowder. You're probably going to go back after this and write a bunch of bullshit or say a bunch of bullshit about Brian and Andrew, because that's what all of you do after you leave the show, after you get your ass kicked all over the place.
Well, Brian's
reason
been
I'm
nice to
here-
me, so I'm not going to say
the
shit about
reason I'm
Brian.
I know, it's
here
just
is
Andrew.
to
Smoky Man
debunk
bad.
nonsense.
Yeah.
I'm here to debunk your nonsense and keep families together. I don't give a shit. I'm not willing to sacrifice children and children's lives on the altar of women's feelings anymore. Women like you who think they're expendable, who think they need to be killed in the womb so that you can party. Women like you who think that the family can be a bunch of gay dudes having designer babies together. Women like you who've destroyed society and made this world a nightmare. I'm here to put your ideas in the grave where they belong, once and for all. So I'm here to support the patriarchy. I'm kind of like the secretary that helps the patriarchy, and I just happen to be really fucking good at it. So if you ever want to talk more shit, let me know and I'll set up a debate with you, and I'll make you look 10 times stupider than even Andrew has.
Okay.
So you're the one who should get back in the kitchen, because you're useless. I don't know what you contribute to society. Nothing.
Well,
So
I
start
can't
thinking.
cook,
Make some muffins.
so they should probably
Make a
not put me
cookie.
back in the kitchen because I'd burn the house down.
You can learn.
No interest in it.
Oh, I'm going to let you guys finish her off because I've said everything that I need to say. But you're
Well-
wrong. You shouldn't lie and gossip about people that you don't know.
Rachel,
It's not very Christian.
Rachel, I would be, well, I'm not a Christian. Rachel, I would be interested in talking to you if you ever wanted to debate, because I am interested in what you have to say about women's liberation and the history of women's rights.
Why is she going to debate you? The second you're out of here, all you're going to do is talk shit about her husband, like you did Steven Crowder when he wasn't here.
Well, she said it.
Yeah.
Stephen, when am I going to get the chance to talk to Stephen Crowder?
Yeah, but
why would I ever talk to Stephen Crowder?
Why do you think it's okay on a public podcast that has thousands upon thousands of people watching right this second to make those disparaging and horrible fucking reference to Stephen Crowder? Look, maybe you can say that I'm a bad man, that Smoky Man bad, but you can't say that about Stephen Crowder. He's the opposite. Like, that guy is fucking. He's one of the greatest guys I've ever met in my life.
Well, first off, my misconception about the extent of the abuse of his wife was corrected pretty quickly, so I think that's
But why was
fine.
it said?
That's what I thought he did.
Yeah, but the thing is like, if you weren't sure, why even say anything about it at all?
I was sure that that's what had happened.
You were sure.
And normally I look things up, but I can't do it right now.
Man, all right.
I don't want to jump onto my phone in the middle of it.
Can you? Okay, maybe.
I'm sorry for saying that thing that I said about Stephen Crowder.
Okay.
Stephen Crowder, I'm sorry. I still think you're a freak for, not that he's going to watch this, a freak for advocating against no-fault divorce. I think that's evil and
call
crazy and would
Stephen.
hurt so many. Please, God, no.
I could, but I won't.
I don't want to.
Wait, so you're sorry for saying it, but are you correct? Just clarifying, are you correcting your statement, or are you just...
Yeah, I'm correcting my statement. Yeah. I'm
right.
saying that it was corrected.
A
So
message
again,
from the government of Canada.
Pasty George donated $200.04.
Thank you, Pasty.
Charlie states that she is against authoritarianism, yet she and many voters like her are tyrants with their voting power, which they use without fully knowing any context and rely solely on feelings.
So completely. She just got done saying that you're less promiscuous because you have abortions. I don't know. And then she said, no, that's not really true. I just
you will
optically.
be viewed as less promiscuous.
Well, look, that's not what you said, though. You didn't say it's just a
I
matter
would consider it to be less promiscuous.
because you know that that's an untenable and stupid position.
I don't. I don't think it is. I think that that does follow you in ways that hookups that result in no pregnancies does. I think you would have to sleep with a considerably
no,
high
I agree.
amount of people.
Look, I agree, but on the other hand, again, I'm a Christian ethicist, not a red pillar. I don't know where you ever got the idea I'm a red pillar or that my audience is red pill at all, because they're not. It is indeed the
To be
truth.
fair, there's the red pill.
Is this my show?
Pill. You go in here a lot.
Is it mine, though? Or do I have the crucible?
You have the crucible.
Yeah. So the thing is like, I'm a Christian ethicist. There's many people in the whatever chat who don't agree with me, who hate my guts. Now, not most of them, I will admit.
Most of them like you.
Oh, yeah, I've won a lot of them over, but they disagree with a lot of the things I say still. I didn't win them over for that. I won them over because I have better arguments. And the thing is like, you don't. And I wish you did, right?
I'm not a formal debater.
You don't need to be a formal debater. If you tell the truth, you can argue.
I mean, I'm honest. I'm saying what I believe is the truth.
Yeah. And the truth 5 seconds ago was you're less promiscuous if you have abortions. Like, that's not
Yeah,
not
I
true.
think that looks less promiscuous.
That's not what you said. That's a nice addendum now, but it's not what
And
you
I
said
would
then.
consider someone that's had abortions to be less promiscuous.
Okay.
Yeah, more. We have some chats coming through. Hold on, let me one sec here. We have Pasty George.
A message from the government of Canada.
Pasty George donated $200.04. If the Whatever podcast creates incels and men who hate women, then why are so many men seeking traditional non-feministic women in other countries not influenced by feminism?
I have one thought on this. If we're doing an assessment of respective audiences and by you're either worse or better based on the recency with which your, I guess, collective or audience has had sex, if it is the case that my audience has on average sex more frequently than your audience, does that mean your audience is worse than
My audience.
my audience?
If they have sex more?
Like if my audience has more sex or more frequent sex than your audience,
It means you win.
do I win?
You win.
The-
You win. You
right.
do. You win. And I'm sorry,
A
Brian. I
message
didn't
from
mean
the
to drag
government
you
of
into that.
Canada.
Pasty George
Sorry.
donated $200.
Finish that thought after this.
Why is it that whenever a person who's debating Andrew is losing the argument, they always resort to using his family against him? What a pathetic move and low blow method.
They always will. Listen, you can't even really blame them, right? It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's a world-class debater or not a world-class debater. You actually can't really blame them. What else is left to them? And then even when I engage and ask for the hypocrisy, there's never any hypocrisy shown. It's just a mischaracterization of my positions every single time. Without fail, that is the case.
All right, George, thank you for that. Appreciate it. We have some super chats I'll just read. The smug look on her face when told she's uneducated on the topic while she thinks, oh, but you don't know I took a class and paid $10,000 for someone to tell me about their favorite books and grade my homework. That's from David Rossi. Also sent this. Agnostic comes from no, meaning knowledge, and is a claim on truth. Atheist is a claim on belief. Agnostic means you don't know, but you know that if your master's degree was worth the loans. But you'd know that if your master's degree was worth the loans. You want a quick response to David Ross there?
I'm not an atheist. I don't understand what his point is. I said I'm agnostic, not an atheist. I don't know
Okay.
what I believe in. I know that I don't know when it comes to if there is a higher power. I don't think that we would be able to comprehend it if there is one, and I think that human interpretations of it would be paltry.
Okay.
and inaccurate. There
Yeah.
you go. There are my religious beliefs.
Your XD donated $100. So, Charlie's performance was so fucking pathetic, because rather than preparing for the debate topic, she spent all of her time prepping for personal attacks. And we should pick your worldview.
I didn't actually prep at all for personal attacks. That was something that I
Into the mic,
stumbled
into the
across on the internet when someone was arguing with your wife. That was it. It was happenstance. It was a secret surprise. And I went, oh, interesting.
Politics of personal destruction,
Mario
innuendo.
Wisdom donated $100. Chuck, this is why we voted for Trump. Thank you for turning this native Angelino Republican in a sea of Democrats in the heart of LA. Prop 50 is unconstitutional. Coastal/academia elites ruined Cali.
Yeah, California used to be a great place to live when I was a kid.
I love California.
You would, but I don't love it anymore.
All right, that's
It used to be
I voted yes on Prop 50. I think it's great. I think it's awesome.
All right. Well, any final thoughts from either of you?
Yeah, I'll just say I still don't take any of this personally. I never do. But ultimately, that's all you were left with was just a sea of disparaging personal attacks on people who weren't even here. And for what? Like,
Because I think your worldview is hypocritical. I think that
yeah, I
you're
know, but
hypocritical.
can you just tell me what the hypocrisy is?
Do we want to do this?
I just want to know
over
the
and over
one,
again?
if you had to
Oops.
reduce it, if you could just reduce it to one thing, what's the actual hypocrisy that I espouse, that I don't live, that I don't believe?
I think that the way that you espouse your worldviews and the way that you conduct your streaming platform and debates, I do think that it encourages young men and women to essentially hate each other. If you want to pass that to me.
That's not hypocrisy.
Again, but what I'm saying is that you are like putting like conditioning young men to see women who are less than perfect as partners they should never pursue, as disgusting, having a negative view
When
of
do I
women
do
their
that?
age.
I never do that. I always have the nuance of the position. The position, like,
Primarily what I see is cruelty.
to who?
Typically like the young women that you debate with that are sex workers.
Why? What do I say that's cruel?
About the things that they've done, their lifestyle. The way
Yeah,
that it
well,
taints
look,
them and ruins them.
It does. Doesn't it?
Then how does your wife's conduct...
Is my wife a
taint and ruin
prostitute?
her? I think 3 baby daddies is pretty...
Is that a prostitute?
No, it's not the same.
No, it's not the same thing. So why are you making the equivocation over and over and over again?
'Cause to
If I
me,
look at a
that
sex
is-
worker and
that
say,
is-
"Hey, little Tom, your son one day is going to look up your pussy on the internet," do you think that that's the equivalent of saying, "Hey, you have stepbrothers"? Or your mom was married multiple? Do you think that that's even in the same fucking universe? And how is that shaming, pointing that out to them? One day,
Do you think
these
that that
women's
leads them
children
towards
are
Christ?
going to have people come over to them and say, "Hey, man, I jerked off to your mom's pussy. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm saying something that's not true right now."
That they're going to jerk off to pictures
No,
of a kid's
that
mom's
these
pussy?
kids who are coming from these sex workers, after they're all done with their funnies, okay, are in school, people are going to come over to them and they're going to be like, "Hey, man," just to torture them, because kids are cruel.
You
And they'll
have
say,
a hot
"Hey,
mom,
I just
too."
looked at your mom's vagina last night. It was great. I fapped to it." Like, are you going to sit here really and pretend that that's not going to happen to these kids? Because it is.
I mean, if you have a hot mom, that's already happening to you anyway, whether or not she does sex work. Kids are coming up to you and saying, "Your mom is so hot,
If
dude.
somebody
I wanna
comes
I
over
wanna
and
bang
says your mom is
jerking
hot,
off to your mom,
yeah, if
dude.
somebody
I'm
comes
jerking off to your
over,
mom.
if someone comes over and says, "Hey, your mom is hot," ha 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 ha, right?
I'm
That's
a banger, I'm jerking off to
yeah.
her.
Even that is nothing like, "Look at your mom getting double penetrated, bro." Ha ha. Do you understand the difference there?
It's gross, but again,
Do you understand the difference?
I do think that, to me, those
You don't. Yeah, you don't
are
care. You don't care.
both would be considered societally tainted and fallen.
Yeah.
One maybe more so than the other.
No shit.
But I still think that it is.
Where's the hypocrisy then when I tell sex workers this truth, that's going to happen?
Because you have, you have forgiven your wife for her past actions.
No. There was no forgiveness required here. What do you
All right,
mean?
What are you talking about? You doing a good thing or whatever, man?
Yeah.
Or you looked past her past
No,
or whatever.
never said that either.
All right, what are you talking about? Like having those stepkids, like it was a good thing that you did.
Wasn't it?
It's a neutral thing that you did.
Oh. So it's a neutral thing that I did. Okay, got it. And what would be the moral thing that I could have done instead of that?
You could not use your platform to shit all over
No,
women.
this was
And
20
encourage men
look.
to hate
This was
women
this
and
was like
so
almost
they'll-
20 years ago
like
before there was a
increasing-
platform.
Increasing
Oh
the
my god,
divide.
you're so fucking retarded. It's, you're like
I mean,
impossible
you
to
could
have
marry
a
your wife
conversation
and then not
with.
make these decisions, but I think that, you should be clinging before you, throw stones or whatever.
Throw stones at who?
Women.
You mean
people,
sex
trans
workers?
people, sex workers, women that have had sex, women that have had abortions.
No, it's not women that have had sex. Okay? The idea is that you're still trying to move to like if I was a serial killer and I said it's bad to be a serial killer, am I a hypocrite?
Yeah, probably.
You're fucking it's just what a fucking tart. All right, Brian, I'm done. I'm good.